We have a question from a spiritual seeker. I am a Reiki therapist who is also concerned about non-duality. I am familiar with this concept from my Reiki education, and I am on my way to being a light worker. A few months ago, I had depression and it lasted until last month. What brought me out of depression was remembering the One again. For a while, I felt like I was reborn and I had to learn everything all over again. Even my relationship with my child and husband became strained. Now, when I look back, my life seems so simple, as if I hadn't had enough experience and hadn't done anything interesting. In order to change my life radically, I would have to give up my child and my husband. And I don't want that. But this time, I feel like I have betrayed my higher self. Could you guide me about this? So, you say that what brought you out of depression was remembering the One again. So, you did feel a sense of oneness in that moment. Now, you say that in order to change your life, you would have to give up your child and husband. Where did that thought come from? And is the One not there in the child and the husband? The One means the One, all encompassing, unconditional love. So, how can there be conditions to love? It is just the separate self, the separate mind that says, I haven't had enough experiences. My life was simple. I didn't experience this, I didn't experience that. Maybe if I just leave everything and everyone and start a life again, maybe I'm going to experience something extraordinary that's just going to change my life. But do you think that mind, whose nature is separation, will ever be satiated? From my experience, I would say mind is never satiated. It just keeps moving from one object to another, from one experience to another. What it cannot see is that the truth is not in the experiences, but in the background awareness that facilitates for all experiences. When we understand that, we stop chasing after experiences. You can become a light worker or a breath worker or any name that you want to give yourself. But your fundamental nature is already oneness. And it is your place of restfulness and calm. So you do not need to leave your family, leave your child or your husband, or seek any kind of experience to be in that energy. All that is required is just being present here and now in this very moment. And you will see that the unconditional love is always available. And you can tap into that energy anytime because it is beyond time. It is just the separate self or the ego mind that tries to cling on to ideas. And sometimes the idea is that if I just experience something amazing, something phenomenal, then I will be fulfilled, happy. But happiness is not based on conditions because conditions in life keeps changing. Today conditions may be favorable, so you may feel happy. Tomorrow conditions may change and you may feel unhappy. You do not require presence of someone other than yourself in your life to make you feel peaceful and happy. Happiness is your innate nature. It is your most natural state. And one can easily tap into that natural state by simply being. It's all this idea that I should be this or I should be that, which creates friction in relationships, which creates conflicts in relationships. Now, Ramesh Balsekar said that peace in daily living has to be found through relationships, because all life is nothing but relationships. It is about how you relate to the other. The consciousness that powers you, the mind-body organism, is the same consciousness that powers your child, is the same consciousness that powers your husband. And it is that consciousness which is the non-dual recognition, and not the husband or the children or even your own self. So once there is recognition of that consciousness or being, you totally surrender to that energy and let it do whatever it's doing. So if that energy is operating as your child, you accept that. And if that energy is operating as your husband, you do accept that too. That said, whether to stay or leave is something that will be determined by you through your circumstances, whatever your circumstances are. But whatever decision you take, just remember that what you're seeking will not be found in isolation. What you're seeking is not something other than yourself, but it is there within as your own being. It is readily available here and now. It does not require any specific practice, method, technique. You have already created a division here, which I can see, which you call as yourself and your higher self. You say, I feel that I have betrayed my higher self. So there is a me which says that I have betrayed my higher self. So higher self is basically an idea in your mind which is not separate from the pseudo subject me. There is no higher self than the self, the eternal self, which is here and now, simply as whatever is arising. So when there is complete acceptance of life, of situations and things the way they are, then one experiences peace and harmony in relationships. Now, of course, if relationships are too turbulent and there is too much disharmony and other problems, then one does need to make a call on that on a practical level. But that said, never break something based on an idea in mind, because mind is a liar. Mind is, I'm talking about the mind that is separative in nature. That mind lives in fragments. I am this, I am that, I should be like this, I should be like that. So it, constantly creates these divisions, and it thinks that if I do this, I will be better. And when I will be better, I will be happier. But this whole idea of becoming, unbecoming is actually a trap of the ego mind, which is creating all this separation. So rather than chasing experiences based on ideas and beliefs, tap yourself into this very moment, present moment, and root yourself into the energy of now, which is the highest vibration. And then there will be no need for you to give up anyone or anything. Even your own self as you are will be completely acceptable to you. And that is what true freedom is. If we are constantly engaged in trying to modify ourselves in order to become better, then we are fighting against the current of life. The betterment will happen on its own accord. Whatever is destined for you will happen on its own accord. All you need to do is just be present to the stillness of now. So I hope this short video helps you.